Hello, hello. Welcome back to another episode of Braving the Mountain podcast. I am currently waiting for an Uber driver. I decided to get out of my comfort zone. So, my car, we were on our way to therapy with my daughter a couple weeks ago, 2 weeks ago at this point. And we're driving, and all of the sudden, so my car is a hybrid, and all of the sudden, it is going, and then all of a sudden, all these things start flashing. It is like a Christmas tree, like flashing on the dashboard, like check this system, check this system, check your high beam system, check your cruise control, smart cruise control's not working. Like all these things just start popping up. And I lost all power. And I was like, oh no. And luckily I was close to an exit. And so I was able to, I turned on my hazards and I got off the exit and I hit the gas to try to go up the hill on the exit, and my car would not go. And this freaking lady behind me is honking at me. And I'm like, oh my gosh, my hazards are on. Can you not see? I am having car trouble. And I make it off the exit. Finally, my car gets a little bit of power, but it's hopping. And I get to the top of the hill off the exit and pull into the first parking lot that I can get into. And it just so happens to be a auto repair shop. However, they do not do hybrids, but they were able to look at my car. So anyways, they looked at my car. It threw like 15 codes. They said, we think your battery might be dying and your hybrid system might be going out. And I was like, wonderful. Okay. And so he did say it had an option to reset the system. So he reset the whole system. And he's like, it's driving fine now. You can come pick it up. And so I went and picked it up, and then we were taking it over to a Hyundai dealership because they needed to, obviously I'm going to get a second opinion, and they recommended I did that. And so took it over and got there. We drove through, and I told her what was going on, and she was like, oh my gosh. She's like, I think it's your battery. And I was like, okay. Because I was looking at new cars, and I was like, I didn't really want to buy a new car right now. Like, what do I need to do? And pulled it through. Sure enough, it was the battery. And so she's like, do you want to replace it here? Do you want to take it somewhere? And I was like, we are here. And I have hit the point in life where I will pay a little bit more for convenience. Because yeah, I could have taken my car and I could have gone to AutoZone or somewhere to get the battery replaced. But it's like, we're already here. Let's just get it done. It needed an oil change anyways. It was getting close. And so I was like, we might as well just do it. So anyways, well, my husband has been out of town and he took all the kids. They went hunting. He had a deer tag this year in Utah. And I was like, well, I'm going to Uber myself over because we were just going to pick it up Monday when he gets back. And I'm like, what would bring me less stress in life? And I was like, I like my car. And so I want to go get my car. I'm going to take it up to the car wash and wash it and vacuum it. Maybe they do that. So maybe it's already done when I pick it up. But I'm like, I would just feel better if he doesn't get home on Monday and we're having to go pick up my car and get to all of our appointments in the afternoons and one less thing off my plate. So I'm waiting for my Uber right now. And it's a little out of my comfy zone, actually. I've never done an Uber by myself. I'm kind of a chicken that way. I don't know why. So we're doing it. So that's what I'm here to talk to you about today is 5 things to keep your energy high vibin'. And one of those things are what will bring you more convenience in life over stress and overwhelm and whatever. Because for me, I don't know. I've just hit that point. I'll just pay a few extra dollars. Sure, the battery may have cost us 80 to 100 extra dollars, but it was already there and they could do it all at once. And it was great. And so that makes me feel better. Me being able to go, I have nothing else to do today. I'm recording podcasts. So for me to be able to hire an Uber to come in and pick me up, take me over there so I can pick up my car, that feels way better than stressing about it on Monday and trying to coordinate schedules and make it happen. And so it feels better. So I'm doing it. The next thing is, and I'm going to give you some of the basics, but journaling. Journaling is one of the basics. I know that people talk about this all the time, but If you are feeling stressed out, if you are feeling overwhelmed, do a brain dump, get it out. If you are feeling angry at somebody, do some black journaling and write all of the negative shit and feelings that are coming up. If it's about a circumstance in your life, Google that out, journal that out, let it all out onto paper, because once we get it out on paper, it loses so much power in our body and in our mind. The next thing that I do, I'm going to give you, this is going to be like 6 things now. But, anyways, so journal. Okay. Hi, Vibin. Convenience was one. The second one was journal. Breathwork is the third. Breathwork or meditation. Some people like meditation. I really like breathwork. Breathwork is something that I do every single morning. And I find that when I stray away from that practice, I don't feel as good. So, breathwork is one. Adding that in and allowing yourself that white space to just be. That's kind of 3 and 4 are kind of blended, because 4 is white space. So, like, for when I eat lunch every day, I go sit outside. I do not take my phone. I go sit outside by myself. I'll turn the waterfall on the pool and I'll listen to the water. And something I've noticed I've started doing lately is I'll be like, what do I feel right now? Maybe I feel the heat on my skin. Maybe I feel the grass or the ground underneath my feet. And what do I see right now? I see the pool and the water floating through it. Olaf, our little pool vacuum, like doing his thing. I see trees. I see bushes. And what do I smell right now? And there's some bushes on my walk that smell so good. I haven't figured out which ones they are, but oh, they smell good. And so I just kind of go through that. So just create some white space in your day, even if it's 10 minutes. My lunch, 10 to 15 minutes when I sit out there and I just eat and just sit in silence and really enjoy it. Number 5 is elevate the spaces around me. So the most recent way that I have done this is my kitchen. I've talked about this a little bit on my Instagram, but typically when you start to elevate as a person, or you start to think about that next version of you, you're going to get some of these things that pop into your head that maybe you look in your closet and you're like, oh my gosh, I don't like any of my clothes right now. I already did that. And so the next thing for me ended up being my kitchen. I didn't like my dishes anymore. I was over my silverware or silverware tray. It was just like a Rubbermaid one. It was plastic. Like, it was just starting to look haggard. And so I was like, oh, I need to elevate my kitchen. I just felt really called to do that. And so I chose to elevate my kitchen. And so I ordered black dishes. They were at an Airbnb that I loved. And then I wanted champagne gold silverware. So I ordered champagne gold silverware. I ordered the black dishes. I got rid of the rest of our stuff. We're going to take it to Goodwill. I've thought about finding somebody that maybe newlywed or something that could use it, but getting rid of the silverware. I got a new knife set. We got new steak knives. We got a new knife holder for the drawer. I just really elevated the space. And what I realized was that our kitchen is one thing that we spend a lot of time in. We eat on our dishes 3 to 5 times a day. And so it just didn't make sense to continue using the old haggard stuff that wasn't making me feel high vibey. And so I upgraded it. We had had a lot of our stuff for many, many years, and it was way overdue. So think about that. Can you elevate a couple shirts in your closet? Maybe you need to get rid of some things that are looking old. Maybe there's a few items in your kitchen you could update, or maybe even just some decor. Like, if you're watching this on video, you'll see behind me like these beautiful cabinets that I ordered when we moved, some decor that I put on it that I never did. I never did in their old space. And we moved here to elevate our lives and to grow. And so this is what I did. So elevate your environment. Even if you're not in a house that you love, you can elevate the things within that house. So that is one way to do that. And that is what we are doing here in this rental that we are in. And then the very last thing, remind yourself of your priorities and make time for them. I am such a better mom when I make the time to look my kids in the eyeballs every single day, to hear how their day was, how school went, how it feels like a prison, how whatever it is, right? My kids do not, we have culture shock, but we, when I make time for my kids and I really look them in the eyes each day, and on the weekends, I choose not to work and we go and do something fun, I feel better in my energy. I feel better in my body. I feel better as a person. I feel like I'm succeeding as a mom. And I read something the other day that said that your kids really benefit if they get 30% of your time as a parent. So if you really think about that, let's just look at like 30% is not that much. So if we spend time with them on the weekends, if we make sure they are seen and heard, in this can be like movie night, watching a movie, this can be driving somewhere and just allowing yourself, instead of maybe being on the phone with somebody or listening to a book or a podcast, unless it's like one they like. Me and my daughter like to listen to Crime Junkie. I mean, it kind of makes me a chicken shit for a few days after. I'm a little jumpy, but um we really will listen to that together in the car. So it doesn't have to be anything extravagant, but these are things that really keep me like high vibing, and I know that they will help you too. So maybe pick and choose a few of these things. I do all of these. I do all of these on a daily basis, but I've worked up to that. Didn't used to be my life. My life used to be journaling and then trying to make time for my kids. And that was about it. That was all I could handle for the day. Now, all of my kids are in school and I run my own business. And so I am at home and I have the time and the space to make a lot more of these happen. So you can bookend your days. You can spend the time during the morning. You can spend the time in the evening. Like if you want to create some of that white space for yourself, if you do work a job, maybe you could do it on your break. You just go sit somewhere outside quietly and get into nature. And that's part of the white space for me, is getting into nature, getting outside, not white space indoors. So if you have a place that allows, get outside, get into nature, and enjoy. So, one, I'm going to just go through these really quickly. Number one is convenience. Are there things that you are wasting time on that could just be done with more ease, but you're making it harder for yourself? So, the example of my car. I also used to do this on trying to search for a better deal on things online. Now, big purchases, that's different. But small purchases, I used to scour the web for hours looking for $2 or $3 cheaper of a t-shirt for my kids, like whatever it was. And the waste of time was worth more than that $2 or $3 that I saved. So that's just like another little example that I used to do. Number two is journal. Journal, black journal. If you're angry at someone or something, your circumstances, black journal, get it all out. Journal, gratitude journal to keep yourself high vibing. So after we black journal, then we can do a gratitude journal. Then we can do a mindset shift journaling. So if you black journal that you're angry at your circumstances, scribble that all out. And then you're going to shift that and decide, what do you want to believe about life instead? What do you want to create in your life instead? Number three. Three is breath work. Do some breath work or some meditation, a somatic practice, just something to allow yourself to go inward, to allow your emotion to process through your body, to feel better. And then the next thing is number five, elevate the spaces around you, whether this be your home decor, maybe it's just one room, your home decor in one room. For me, it was my bedroom this time. Maybe it's your closet, maybe it's your kitchen. We did the bedroom, now it's the kitchen. So just elevate some space around you. It could be your office if you work from home, just whatever you feel like, a space you spend a lot of time in and you really want it to feel good when you walk into it instead of like you're dreading walking in. And then the final thing, which is number six, is remind yourself of your priorities and make time for them. Look at your kids face to face every single day, have a conversation with them, get caught up in their stories that they tell you, laugh with them. You're going to feel so much better just doing this if you allow yourself to get caught up in the present moment with your kids. All right, so that was 6 things. To keep your energy high vibing, if this was supportive to you, I would love if you would leave me up to a 5-star review. Reviews are so, so very helpful. Maybe share this with a friend. And if you try any of these things, please reach out to me on Instagram and just let me know how you felt when you did it and what you tried. And if you have any questions, like I am here to fully support you and to help you. And I will talk to you next time.